Next up, we have a somewhat interesting movie, Without Warning from 1980. And the plot's pretty simple. This is sort of alien creatures. They sort of like look like frisbees. They have like tentacles on them. Some good stuff. They are attacking people near this foresty lake area, and they try to fight back, and it's good stuff. I saw this one once before, maybe about 5 years ago, and I remember, at least back then, I remember sort of liking it. So I watched it just earlier tonight, and like I could barely stay awake during it. Like there's some interesting things, and I actually think this partial effects are decent. Like once this alien gets on you, sort of like latches onto your skin, and I thought it was decent special effects. But the story here just plods along, and it just took some willpower to sit through. There's some pretty big names in the movie, but I don't know if that really helps much. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat there. The effects are pretty decent. Whenever you see one of those little things get attached to whoever and starts sucking or whatever it's doing, those moments were entertaining. Even though that noise that it kept making kind of drove me a bit nuts after a while. But even though it's got a few big names in it, we got Jack Palance and Martin Landau.
Which is funny because both of them were also in Alone in the Dark, which is a
Yeah,
movie that we talked about
and
some months ago.
that's a movie that you really enjoy, but I personally found a bit And I don't know if it's those actors, but I mean Jack Palance just feels like he's the same in every movie. I know him best just in a small supporting role in Tim Burton's Batman. I've seen him in other things, but that's where I'm most familiar with him from. And every other time where I see him in a role where he's more of a lead character, I can really only think of Alone in the Dark, but I'm sure there's one or two others that I've seen. Yeah, the movies just never really take off for me. Same with Martin Landau, decent actor, just I've more enjoyed him in smaller roles than being a lead character. But there's big portions of this movie where I'm just not interested in the characters, and they spend a lot of time, what's this guy's story? What's this guy's story? And I just didn't really care about them, and eventually we get to some like alien action towards the end, which is somewhat entertaining, but I don't really want to go through all that character development because the characters just really didn't interest me at all.
I will say I did like Martin Landau as Sarge. I like the whole PTSD thing he was going through, which added a little, just a little something interesting in the movie, which was otherwise, like I said, it's just somewhat tedious.
Mm. Whenever I see those things flying at people, it's like someone threw a pizza crust at someone. Especially at the end when the alien throws it at them. It feels like he just threw a piece of pizza at someone. I don't know. They did mention something about an alien hunting for sport. I mean, obviously, if you're after a movie where an alien's hunting people for sport,
This is the best one.
Go with Predator. I mean, that's what Predator is, and Predator's leagues ahead of this movie. I mean, yeah, there's little bits and pieces of this movie that I like, but like I said, there's just so much time spent just dealing with characters that I just have no interest in, and it just made a lot of the movie uninteresting. Not necessarily boring, just uninteresting to me.
Yeah, one thing I found sort of amusing is, these two kids, their friends died, and these two kids are trying to survive, and like within the last 15 minutes, one of the kids who is alive through like the whole movie just dies. At first, I thought it was like a dream sequence, but no, it's like he's actually dead. I'm like, oh, okay, there's some good time spent on him. He was a very interesting character. Don't get me wrong; it's no great loss, but it just struck me as an interesting choice.
Um, to be honest, I think I've summed up my thoughts on this movie.
Well, to quote the poster, it preys on human fear and it feeds on human flesh. even though we never saw that, but that's okay. Without Warnings, it's an interesting movie in a way, but it's just boring. Like it's an 80s movie, but it feels a lot more like a 70s movie in my opinion. And like I said, there's some decent names in here, some big actors, and I sort of like seeing them. I just wish they were doing a bit more. So I mean, I'll just give this one a go, but just don't expect like anything that amazing. I'm going to throw this one. God, I think I'm going to throw like a 5.5, and I guess I can round it up to a 6 to be generous. But I mean, it's just not a great movie. It's okay, just not great, and it's only okay in the vaguest of definitions. So.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on what to rate this one. I'm flipping somewhere between a 4 and a 5. Since I watched it in not such a great quality presentation, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'll give it a 5. I wish we had seen that alien creature a little bit more rather than just right at the end. I mean, we see it just a little bit earlier in the movie, but yeah, it just spends way too much time with characters that I just had no interest in. I like the effects. I like some of the little scenes where it's kind of like ripping off Alien to a degree with the face huggers, but not on the face. That was entertaining. That's all I really got.